Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block, on a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts, basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Alright everybody, how are we doing? It looks like we are live, just scraped 5. Get in there, fantastic. Loving this, love it when a plan comes together. There is nothing like winging it in the last few moments to get everything set up, to get the pulse racing, get the adrenaline pumping, get set up, ready for a good show. Let me just put my headphones in and we will be there. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we are in. Yeah, we are wired in, as they say in Palo Alto. So we've probably all seen the latest CoinGeek article that literally just came out. But for anybody that hasn't, don't really want to spoil the surprise just yet. So we'll go over that in a second when we have just looked at these figures here. The strength of the network, the health of the system, the crypto weather forecast. So hash rate from CoreCoin. Oh, this looks kind of different. Suddenly Cano are up there on CoreCoin. And BTC.com are taking a back seat. What is going on there? That's rather strange because normally those 3 big boys are macking out of the top. Don't know what's happened to Cano, but that's kind of interesting. Let's see if that has altered B-Crash. Doesn't look like it has. Still got Binance macking it hard on there, but oh, cheeky. I can just see a little bit of Hathor at the top there when we scroll down onto Bitcoin here. This is the one I want to look at. Wow. And the big players move before the price because big players do not want to be the last. Yeah, I mean, they've got the resources to be able to get in there and make decisions quick. And unlike Michael Saylor, who has gone in CoreCoin big time and is now talking about it, he's basically up against between a rock and a hard place. Like, he's trying to promote BTC, but he's promoting BTC CoreCoin, trying to cover his own ass because he's gone in with pretty much all the cash in his business, which is like $500 million. But BTC doesn't do anything. So now he's like trying to tell people it's great, but it's just like, okay, well, great. What am I going to do with it? You know, like what can you do with it? It's not for spending. Oh yeah, but it's a store of value. All right, so yeah, and yeah, what am I meant to do with that? Yeah, he's basically wanting other people to go in to push the price up so that he can cover his own backside. so that it doesn't become so that the boardroom can't run amok of him. When they're looking, they're like, mate, are you serious? Like, look what you've done. Did you not realise that was a piece of shit? Oh, well, I'll just get everyone else to get into... He's basically joined the Ponzi scheme that all the other BTCs are in, with number go up. I mean, how about utility? This is why it is corporates first. I mean, if you think about it, the ordinary average person on the street, they either hold their money in an institution or they've got it invested in shares and stuff like that. Institutions and corporations is where the money is. So it's corporations first, everyone else will follow. Even the government, because the government does not want to go up against corporations, because corporations employ the world. It's corporations that employ the population. It's corporations that give people the ability to put a roof over their head, food on the table, and water coming through the tap so they can live a life and pay the utilities. And so so why would the government want to bring down a corporation? Or particularly like corporations plural. So it's all the corporations that are going to start using Bitcoin, which is why we just need to, it doesn't matter, we can just wipe out all of these shitcoiners, because these shitcoiners are literally small fry. They are absolute fools, like the Winklevoy, twins, and I don't know who others are an absolute moron. Like, who are the other big names in there? Like, whatever. Literally just utter fools. Utter fools. They are literally nothing in comparison to corporations. When corporations go in, they go in big. Whereas like Michael Saylor, who kind of like pretty much, has the controlling shareholding in MicroStrategy, that was his decision. Whereas like, if it's a corporate decision, that's really big. And other corporates will follow and they'll be buying it for the utility. The reason they're not going in now like Michael Saylor is because they're not stupid. It's like, we're not going to buy something we can't do anything with. We're not going to buy anything that's purely a speculative asset. We want to know the use case that it's got. But the fact is, these people don't understand that it's all about having data security and sovereignty over your data and data efficiencies. I mean, as soon as that becomes apparent, and when that becomes apparent, literally it's a case of when. Whether it's like I said, EHR data, whether it's Geospork, or whether it happens after that, or whether it's what Craig reveals in the court cases, it's whether he enforces the copyright. I mean, there's all these things in the pipeline coming in our direction. So literally it's just a case of making hay while the sun shines. When we can still pick up Bitcoin for $170, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And I was thinking this, when things pop, and I think probably they're going to pop, I think in the next few months, early next year sometime, who knows. But when it pops, and I mean starts to motor, I honestly think we're going to see, $1 million Bitcoin within 3 years. Within 3 years. Then I think we'll see like, $5-10 million Bitcoin, maybe like 2 years after that. Like literally, it's going to go absolutely insane, in my eyes. Like honestly, so $1 million Bitcoin, 3 years, maybe even less. I mean, it's just going to go absolutely crazy. $2 million Bitcoin, I reckon. $10 million Bitcoin. In fact, I think like a $20 million Bitcoin in 5 years. So figure that out. So I reckon it could literally go from probably like an $8 million Bitcoin to a $20 million Bitcoin within 1 year. So I mean, how crazy is this? So I'm basically saying that's going to go up like $12 million in 1 year eventually. So that's basically like $1 million a month on average. It's going to be going up in 1 year, 5 years from now. Honestly, absolutely insane. The whole world is going to be using this thing. I mean, really excited about it. But I mean, not just that, but it's the fact that we're seeing all these international crime syndicates being taken down is great, because it's working. You can track criminals through this thing. It will make the world a better place. That is what I'm more excited about. It said Tether pool support for Peter McCormack in Craig Wright libel case following discovery. The timing of this sudden U-turn by Tether is telling for a couple of reasons. I wonder why. Let's get into it. Yeah, I mean, like, I only posted that like a few minutes, an hour ago. Yeah, that'll be moving the price. Yeah, oh, yep. Going up nicely. You know, like literally, and I think you should be punished absolutely harsh for undermining a democratic process. You know, I'd be furious. Like, absolutely furious. But again, this just simply outlines the use cases for Bitcoin. Everything has to be on the ledger, so that data can be trusted, can't be lost, can't be cracked, hacked, altered, changed, or deleted. You know, yeah, I mean, it's so important. I think, you know, all these scumbags who are at the top of society, you know, like particularly like the money printers, like the central banks, you know, they're all gonna be exposed. So, for example, when I say exposed, like JP Morgan was considered the richest man in the world at one point, obviously having run the bank JP Morgan. However, after his death, it was found that 75% of JP Morgan Bank was owned by the Rothschilds. You know, so it's the Rothschilds, yeah, the one single entity behind everything. They will be running and behind, you know, the Federal Reserve, the European Central Bank, the central banks in Asia, you know, and they're all going to be exposed. They're all going to be exposed. You know, they will be running for the shadows like the cockroaches that they are, due to Bitcoin. You know, like literally that is what is going to, you know, like all these people that thought they could just simply get away with it all of their lives. You know, all the tragedies that we see because these people are selfish and they want to print money, causing these wars. You know, it's all going to be exposed. People are going to have to calm down, because if they don't have a cup of calm down, they will just simply be found out for the, you know, criminals that they are. Yeah, wow, look at that. Yep, shooting up. Looks like it hasn't gone up on previous yet, but yeah, this is a 24-hour high. I'm sure we're looking at the news here. You know, reflected in the price of that CoinGeek article and Discovery, you know, it's going to be giving people confidence. Yeah, I mean, look, it's going up. So many people are just like, they see a graph that does that, like, ooh, or like, that does a graph that goes that. Ooh. It's not. It's going to be like this, in this S shape. See, this is where it starts to go parabolic. This is where we're getting sort of, you know, going up by like $1 million, you know, in a month. You know, when it gets to 20 million here, like literally, if it goes to 8 million to 20 million, you know, within a year, that's $1 million a month. It'll be going up. So within that month, it won't be like $1 million each month. You know, 1 month it'll be like $1 million in a week. You know, whereas it might take, you know, 2 months to go to 1 million. But it just goes absolutely parabolic when it starts getting half the market. I mean, imagine when it starts getting half the market, and that is half of literally every single monetary market in the world. Bitcoin is going after the lot, the entire thing. This is just purely the derivatives market. So, you know, these figures here are conservative, 20 million or 40 million. This is just like, you know, an example of how it's going to go. But then obviously when it's, you know, when it's sort of like starts to reach capacitive market, it doesn't ever stop going up. Because, you know, the value data doesn't ever stop being produced, and people don't ever stop using money. Just like, you know, the value of the dollar can't ever stop going down. You know, it just simply, you know, the rate of decrease just diminishes, whereas in Bitcoin, the rate of increase just simply diminishes. But it just, it never stops. There we go. Just keep an eye on this price, you know. And just go, oh, way, look at that. It's shooting up. You know what I might do? I might just sit back, grab a coffee, and just sit here for a little bit after the show. Just watch this thing go. It's literally all I'm going to do. Anyone else in there? No, that'll do. Okay, great stuff. Right, well, enjoy the rest of your weekend, people. Enjoy the price show. You know, no doubt shitcoiners are going to be shorting this. You know, but I expect there's quite a few, still quite a few legs left in this, because when did that article come out? When they're about this discovery. When did this come out? CoinGeek released it 2 hours ago. Yeah, look at that. Just 2 hours ago, and this started at 5. So yeah, so the price started moving an hour ago. So that'll be basically back on the on the back of that article, really. Exciting times, people. Right, as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take it easy. buybsv.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one world, one chain.
Yeah, one vision.